Okay, so I'm sorry if you hear rumbling in the background. We actually have a thunderstorm going on right now, but I'm going to continue to do this. If power goes out, that's why. If you hear rumbling, that's why. Today I'm going to do the first part of the lists, which I am going to cover clothes outside of costumes. I don't know if you can see these. Let me see if you can see the pen or if I should use a marker. Kind of can see it, but I think I might use markers anyways, just because it's more fun. Might bleed through the paper a little bit, but we'll see. Whatever. So I'm going to go through clothes outside of costume, toiletries, and skincare. I do separate lists for everything. Usually I do my lists on my computer, and if I want to add anything I will add it, but for the purpose of making my lists with you guys or whatever on here, I am gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Yes, the clothes, toiletries and skincare, medications, / medicines. You want to call it drugs, you can call it drugs, but I don't know if I would write on the list drugs, you know, doesn't look too good. And your emergency patch-up kit. This is the only thing that has to do with cosplay. The other 3 lists, these are good packing tips for any trip. But this one is more exclusive to cosplayers because I'm talking about a patch-up kit, like if the lining starts coming off of your costume or something. But it's a very small list, so I thought I'd add it to these lists since the other lists are going to be ginormous. When I am making a list, I like to think about the topic. If there are subtopics, kind of divide it. So like clothes, there's day clothes and there's night clothes. And I kind of go from head to toe, and I think about every body part and think, is there something of this that I need for that body part? So, for example, clothes. On this list I will put some cosplay items because they're cosplay items that I need for every single day. So the first thing that I'm going to put is my tri-top, so my binder. Then I'm going to keep going down. Now, normally you would put a bra on your list if you're a girl, but I'm actually going to the convention the night before, and I'm not going to be cosplaying for pre-reg pickup. So when I go to leave the house on Thursday evening, I'll obviously be putting my bra on anyways, so I'm not going to put that on this list. You also want to think about any clothes you're going to need, regular clothes. I of course will need regular clothes for Thursday, but those will already be on my body when I leave the house. I will need clothes for Friday, before I check into the con, and clothes for going home. I am not going to put that on my list because my mother is staying really close to the convention, and where she's staying is where we're going to change on Sunday before going home. So I'm actually going to be packing those clothes in her suitcase. You can put it on your list if you're doing something like this and put in brackets, so-and-so's suitcase, not my own or whatever, but I'm pretty good with packing. This is like my 20th convention and stuff. Not hotels for all of them, but I travel a lot because of my friends being that far away, so I'm good with that. So then once you think about that, you think about what you do need for costumes that, is underneath that nobody notices. So, underwear. I usually the number of days that I'm going to be gone plus one extra pair. So I'm technically going to be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's 4 days. So I'm going to pack 5 pairs of underwear. And how I'm going to put that down is I'm just going to write underwear and then in brackets the number 5. So the next thing would be socks. Again, think of the number of days that you need to wear them and put that in brackets. For me, the only day I technically need socks is Saturday for Sandplay Kaito. Canon has his own special socks that will go on the cosplay list later, and CL is wearing ballet flats with no socks, and his shorts, I'm going to put that on the cosplay list just so it's listed with everything, so I don't forget to put it on or something. And the days that I'm wearing normal clothes, I'm just going to be wearing my flats or sandals. So the only day that I need socks for is Saturday. So again, I usually go the number of days and an extra pair. So I'm only going to need 2 pairs. Technically, I'm going to put 3 just because I'm always paranoid that it's going to like rain and stuff and I'm going to get like wet feet and I'm going to have to change them. Plus, it's a really long day at Anime North on Saturday, and one way to refresh your feet without necessarily sitting down for like 2 hours, a really good way is to change your socks. It sounds really, really silly, but my feet probably get back half of their energy, or whatever you want to call it, just by changing my socks. So I'm going to put 3 pairs down for Saturday because it's a really long day. Then there's pajamas. For me, it comes a pajama top, a sleeping bra, which if you've got a smaller chest you won't need that, or if you're super confident in yourself regardless of your bust size, you won't need that. Me, I'm bigger chested and not so confident, so I just get a really flimsy Walmart sports bra. I mean, it says it's a sports bra, but no support for sport whatsoever. But I get one of those, and I use one of those just to kind of hold everything in the center. Stop it from completely going everywhere, you know. And then pajama pants. That is basically my clothing outside of cosplay, or always with cosplay, every single day, clothing list. And then you always set it to the side. That is not your final list. You may find that you need something else halfway through, and you have to add it. I'm going to do toiletries and skincare. Again, I will do the head to toe thing. I like to bring my own shampoo and conditioner. Oh, see, I just thought of another thing for clothes. It's not really clothes, but I'm going to add it. Wig cap. Actually, I'm going to put 2. See? Even I would have packed it, but it's just on a list, so now I know I won't miss it, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, sometimes I will bring a combo shampoo and conditioner, like a Head and Shoulders or something, which I know I'm okay with, instead of my shampoo and my conditioner, just because it saves some space, you know. But shampoo and conditioner, and then we get to my face, so we're gonna go with my face soap. It's a Lush face soap. Face scrub. My moisturizer. Okay, so you got that. And then brush and toothpaste. Now this probably seems really redundant, like you wouldn't forget these things, but when it's the day before the convention and you're rushing to get things ready and you're excited, you'd be surprised what you would miss. To bring my lip scrub and my lip balm, just because my lips are so bad that if I miss even a day, it's going to come back to haunt me. And there's nothing more horrible than on Sunday of the convention having monster chapped lips. Hand sanitizer. I always bring some with me. A bit of a germaphobe. Two of my costumes this year, I might not need it because I'm wearing gloves with them, but definitely a nice thing to have on hand. This is gonna, ladies, pads or tampons, whichever you use, even if you think you're not going to be on your period, even if you're on the pill and it's nowhere near the time where you take your break to have your period. Bring pads, not only for yourself, but someone in your group might, you know, randomly start their period, or if they're on the pill they might have random case of spotting even if they've been on it for years. You know, you never know. And wipes, like, they can be just baby wipes. I don't know, I've heard that that's unhealthy, but I don't know. But wipes, odds are, even if you're staying in a hotel, you're going to be using a public washroom at least a couple of times in a day. That, to me, I always feel ugh and grimy after I do that. Regular soap. So you're going to take a shower. I hope you take a shower anyway. On body odors. Deodorant. Yes. And I also bring a foot cream. Like a soothing foot cream for the end of the night. God, and sometimes I'll put it fresh on in the morning. If it's one you can do that. So there's my toiletries list. There are the things you can add, like you can bring mouthwash if you're a mouthwash person. Medications. I am a queen of bringing medications. I usually overbring, but it's better to be safe than to be sorry, and most others in my group will forget, so the number of times I've given like an Advil or something to a friend because of a headache and they didn't bring their own, it's crazy. So first of all, you want to list anything that you're prescribed. So I'm on a acid reflux medication, I'm on a birth control pill, and I have asthma puffers. Put it on your list if you are actively prescribed, even if you don't use it often. Obviously, my birth control pill and my stomach pills I take every day. The stomach pills I can even take 2 times a day if I want to. My asthma puffers, I maybe use them a grand total of 6 times a year. But I always, 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 always take them with me because you never know when someone's just going to kick you off. Especially since this convention is the end of May, it's in allergy season, it's, you know, it could be anything as simple as where you sit down on the grass, because a lot of this convention is outside. Somebody wears a perfume that you do not agree with. Write down all your prescribed medications, even if you don't use them that often. Then you do the head to toe. Automatically, you think head. Headaches. Big things at cons. Tons of noise. Especially Anime North, right by the airport. Planes flying over, noise, yeah. So Advil. I have two types of Advil. The type that I use for my head is liquid gels. And I'll get to the other one in a minute. But then I also have my allergy meds. So that's chest. And then you continue going down. Stomach. I always bring two forms. I bring Pepto-Bismol and I bring Gravol. Gravol is not only great for major stomach issues and excitement and stuff, it's also, if you are way too excited to sleep, take a Gravol before bed, you'll be out. Oh my gosh. It's not good to use it for every day, but if you're just someone who can't sleep at cons because you're too excited, Gravol. Lower back, legs, that's where the other Advil comes in. You might be a Tylenol user for this. But aching joints, aching feet, some sort of pain medication. My feet will actually swell up. That's why I take an ibuprofen for painkiller, like Advil. But again, anything on your body that bothers you, pack a medication to deal with it. Now, I didn't do this when I went past the stomach because not everybody, but again, if you're a girl, especially if you're not one on the pill that your period can just randomly show up, whatever medication you normally take to deal with period cramps. If you take it for one thing and you notice that there is another effect that isn't necessarily a bad effect, think about that when you're packing medicines for a convention. If you normally take the Pamprin for your cramps, but then it makes your feet numb and makes it that you can walk around for longer without sore feet, then maybe you can take one before. Just don't do it like if you're working on your feet all week and then you come to the convention. Don't do it every single day. Just do it for the convention. But, you know, there are things that you can do that you don't necessarily think about off the top of your head that aren't necessarily dangerous. They're just not what you would normally do, nor the original intention for the medication. Prescriptions, though, only take those for their intended. Disclaimer. Only take prescriptions for what they're intended. Don't overdose. Don't take over the amount that you would take for what the medication is meant for. So don't like take 4 Pamprins just because your feet really hurt. You know? Be smart about it. I could say if you're under 18, make sure your parents are okay with you taking that medication and for the purpose you're going to take it for. Make sure that your parents are okay with you taking period medication for your cramping feet at a convention, you know? The last thing, I'm doing this one, your emergency patch-up kit. This is the only cosplay directly related thing that the list is on about today. What I mean by emergency patch-up kit is if things come apart on your costume. So you want to pack a needle, sewing needle, and then you want to pack thread for every color that you think you may need. So I'm going to put thread, and then I'm going to underline it, and I'm going to put black, white, red, gold, and that covers all my costume, because even though Cannon's is burgundy, I can use the red for any, and it won't be that noticeable. Liquid stitch, go with, let's see if I've got, this bottle is probably empty, but this stuff you buy at Walmart, like $5. Regular pins, especially for Liquid Stitch. Liquid Stitch does take time to dry, at least a couple of hours, so it would be a case of you get there and you notice that the car ride has made the red trim fall off your black jacket, like my sandplay jacket. It's a whole day before I'm going to wear it, so I'll have plenty of time for it to dry, so I would take some Liquid Stitch, put it in, and then I might take a pin to hold it down while it's drying, if it's curling up. So I like to bring pins for that. Ooh, that's a good idea. Back on the clothes, it's not really a clothing item, but I am gonna put hairpins. I like wearing hairpins in my real hair because it's so short, like pinning back my bangs or something, I don't know. But also for pinning your wig cap on, if you think you have a problem. I don't think I'll have a problem with any of my wigs, but someone else in my group might, especially Kakupon Luca with those heavy wigs. But they're excellent for keeping your wig on. But yes, regular pins. And then the last thing that I really like to put on is like a Tide to Go stick. This, make sure that you test on an unnoticeable area of all fabric types on your costumes. There's nothing worse than, oh crap, my pink satin has just gotten a big orange ketchup stain on it. Takes Tide to Go stick, all of a sudden big orange spot turns into big white spot on pink satin. In your costume more than it's gonna help it. So, be careful with the Tide to Go stick. And if Tide in particular doesn't work, you might be able to find another instant stain removing stick that works. You might have to be willing to spend a little bit of money on that kind of thing. There is one category I forgot. I'm not very prepared. The category that I forgot is any electronics you want to bring with you. I'm doing this as I'm sitting staring at the camera. I'm not actually going to write it down. I'm going to go write it down because I don't have an extra piece of paper right here. When I'm done this, I'll write it down. Electronics. So you want to bring your camera. You want to make sure you have batteries for your camera, and if your batteries are rechargeables, you want to make sure you have the charger. You want to make sure you have your cell phone and cell phone charger. If your camera itself is rechargeable, you want to have the charger. Mine is the rechargeable batteries and just a regular camera. You want to have enough memory cards to last you. If you're not going to have enough room on your memory cards and you can't afford to go out and buy another one, make sure that you have room or a way to store it other than on the memory card, so that you have your laptop or something with you. I don't usually suggest taking a laptop to a convention just because, particularly if you're checking out before the convention's actually over. In this case, I may end up taking it just because my mother's 10 minutes away Sunday morning when she comes and picks up all of our stuff. She could pick up my laptop. So I may take my laptop to this particular one, but usually I try to avoid it unless we're staying at somebody's house. Lists for today. Try to be better prepared for the next one. Completely forgot a section on this one. But, so I hope that helped. If you have any more suggestions on things themselves to pack, or better organize your packing list and stuff like that, comment below. So the next video probably won't be up for a little while, because again, I'm going to try waiting for that makeup. I might do the costumes one a week from now. Because I'm not even done all my costumes yet. Like, I still have to fix CL's entire dress, which I should really be doing right now.